Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Boschker, CTO at Skinvision. I hope everyone is safe in these weird times. Today, I would like to speak to you about medical image analysis in the field of skin cancer and early skin cancer detection. And specifically, how we can empower the field of medical image analysis by deep learning AI. And I will not focus in this case on the medical professional, but how we can empower the individual to make sure that they can take care of their own skin health. First of all, the field of skin cancer is a major and growing challenge in the field of public health. By now, 1 in 3 cancers is diagnosed as a skin cancer, with a 7% year-on-year growth in skin-related consultations. Combined with a lack in training, typically on GPs and primary care, leading to a misdiagnosis or unnecessary referrals, which drives up both the cost and the pressure for the health system, especially in these times of COVID, where access to the healthcare path is more difficult or sometimes even impossible. We already see an increase in delayed deferrals into the health system, which, especially in the case of melanoma, which can grow to later stages in a fairly short amount of time, can lead, of course, to much stronger treatments or eventually death. At the same time, in various health systems around the world, dermatologists are struggling to cope with the workload, or actually there is a shift ongoing from dermatology to more cosmetic surgery. And as is the case in skin cancer detection, awareness and early diagnosis are key. Even though melanoma can be deadly in a fairly short amount of time, if found early, the disease is very well treatable with good outcomes typically. So what is Skinvision? Skinvision is a CE marked medical device available right now in the stores for everyone to download for the early detection of skin cancer by lay people like you and myself. The latest results show that the service is over 95% sensitive in detection of skin cancer and more than 87% specific. We have already welcomed more than 1.5 million users all around the world, with the exception of the United States and Canada. And so far, we have diagnosed found more than 35,000 skin cancers and many thousands of melanomas. Skinvision has gone above and beyond what is expected of these devices, with voluntary certifications on security and indicated in the bottom right corner. Now, what does this typically look like? A user can download the application from the comfort of their own home, take a photo of a skin spot for which they would like to get indication. Within 30 seconds, we take a photo automatically then send it off to our backend services. And within 30 seconds, the user gets an indication on whether the spot in question has commonalities with known skin cancers as determined by the deep learning network, or lacks those criteria and therefore is deemed to be low risk. Low risk not being a diagnosis or an absolute criterion, but really at this moment, the amount of similarity is so low that there's no immediate need for action. Instead, keep monitoring the spot within the standard of care. Of course, skin can change over time, therefore it's very important to also support the user on their journey by checking their skin regularly. Skinvision is not here to replace doctors or dermatologists. Therefore, the step from giving the users an outcome into the health system is very important. Therefore, it's also possible to share the results, for example, in the form of a PDF specifically written for the GP or dermatologist, explaining why the user at the moment is visiting the practice. Today is about deep learning. So let me tell you also a bit about that. But first, deep learning actually in the field at scale is of course a completely different ballgame than it is in the lab. That's why Skinvision has invested heavily, since we also run on consumer mobile devices, to normalize the input, meaning there's a camera module built into the software of the Skinvision application that not only makes sure that all the photos are normalized for the assessment algorithm, but also to help the user make the optimal photo. Another control is to make sure that the photos are not only normalized, but they also meet certain quality criteria so that we have a very, very high degree of certainty of assessment success. Plus, since all these photos are normalized, it becomes much easier for the team of trained dermatologists to clinically validate it. So far, we have many more than 1 million labeled photos available, and like I said, it works on almost any consumer mobile phone. Now, digging a bit deeper, like I said, real-life use of deep learning requires tens and tens of thousands of real-life labeled images. The Skinvision image database has many photos over the years captured using Skinvision's technology, labeled by a team of dermatologists, and we have trained multiple networks to safely and successfully guide the photo from input into an outcome. So from on the left, you see the input photo. There's specific pre-processing, image quality checks, segmentation of the specific skin cancer lesion from the background, and then of course the classification and the transformation into the actual results that are being transferred to the user. And that's of course a very important part when you work in the field of e-health aimed at consumers, not only to give them the cold hard results, but especially to give them health journeys and to support them. Skinvision's strong processes around the capturing of photos in real life, but also processing, pre-processing, clinical validation have allowed for high quality development of the product, but also deployment. As can be seen from various peer-reviewed and internal studies, Skinvision also does, next to the clinical studies, they're available. Here's the latest peer-reviewed publication showing more than 95% sensitivity. The internal monitoring also shows that real-world accuracy in a very, very large population sits at numbers of 95% sensitivity and over 80% specificity in detecting the most common forms of skin cancer. Skinvision is not doing this by itself. We work with many leading health partners across the globe, like Generali, Centraal, the NHS in England. We focus on in Europe, the Netherlands, Germany, the UK, and Australia and New Zealand. The application is available in Spanish and in French, right here, right now, from the stores. And we are expanding our service day by day by every user that contributes their photos. And we can only do so if we reach large populations. And that's where also these renowned partners help us. I'm now entering the limit of my talk. I hope this has been very informative to you, showing how deep learning can be put to real life in tackling a real world problem that is affecting people's lives. We are here on our mission to save 250,000 human lives in the next decade. And we invite you to join Skinvision. Thank you very much.